tēnā koutou katoa, nau mai, haere mai. Welcome to the first episode of the FTG Podcast. My name is Frederick Porkai. So glad you guys can join us. I'm pretty excited about this. This is a really new venture for me. I've done a few podcasts as a guest so far, so now it's time for me to have a turn at this podcast game. And it's time for me to introduce my first guest to you guys. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Marris Collins. Just a bit of a background on Marris. I actually met him about 9 months ago on the set of 1978. He was actually an extra on the set, but since that day, he's been doing a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, he's actually probably been doing a lot better than I have in the acting game lately. And I guess part of me just wanted to get you on to have a kōrero to you about your mahi and what you're doing, not only in film, but you're also doing mahi helping to feed people in the streets. As well as that, I'd like to get to know a bit more about you, your background, your upbringing, and where you're from. And of course, there's a door out the back there. You know, it's first episode, so all is forgiven here. But yeah, Marris Collins, please.
Kia ora, brother. Thanks for having me on this new adventure of yours.
Oh, thank you.
Very privileged to be here today. I was actually counting down from this morning, so yeah.
Well, you got here, what time did you get into Newmarket?
About 3:30.
Like, I knew, there was a part of me that knew, it was like, watch this, I'm going to tell him 4:30 and he's probably going to show up about 3 o'clock or something like that. So it's good that you got in touch with me beforehand. I was like, no, we'll keep it at 4:30, bro. So yeah, thanks for showing up anyway, bro. I really appreciate it, because it's been a bit of a mish getting people to, come onto the show, especially, I haven't actually done one yet, so everyone's kind of like, oh, what's the podcast going to be about? And I'm like, well, I'm just figuring it out, so if you want to take a gamble, come on in. So yeah, you were the first one to kind of put your hand up and go, sure. But yeah, Marris, so, fill me in about yourself. Where are you from? A little bit about your history.
I hail from a township further north, Kaitaia.
Oh.
I was actually born in Auckland, Howick.
Oh, yeah.
Brought up with my grandmother. She passed away in 86, and so I went to my birth mother. Didn't like it there, because it's different living. Mm-hmm. I was like a beach boy, not a township boy, so it was hard for me to adjust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from that, I did a bit of schooling there. Made it to intermediate back then, and no formal secondary qualifications. I never made it to third form.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I learned from experience.
You would have had to get this far in life, bro. Wow. So you made it all the way to Form 2, and then that was it.
After that, ka kite.
So what did you do?
I moved to Whangarei.
Yeah.
Actually ran away to Whangarei.
Okay.
Got a job there at a Māori radio station, Ngāti NFM.
Oh.
Yeah, I was there from 94 to 2001, 2002. While I spent my time there, I was weekend DJ for night shift. I did like a party show Saturday, then a country and western show on Sunday. So a bit of mixture, with my background and the parties the old kaumata and kuia have, so
Oh, wow. True. Oh, man.
But then I got upgraded to Monday to Friday because they liked my mahi. So that was good. So from 2 days to Monday to Friday. And I was happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuck in there, never knew no te reo. I learned on the way.
Yeah. Yeah,
from a old kaumata, Brian Poe.
Yeah.
He taught me the te reo. So I was appreciated for him teaching me. So, yeah.
So you learnt te reo as you were going along. So are you fluent with te reo now?
No. I'm still on a journey.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Everybody asks me, "Are you 100%?" Because when I speak it sounds like it, but I'm not.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because I had done a film that was in full te reo maybe, what was it, like 2.5 years ago, and it was the dialogue was written by one of the hosts of Te Kārere, I think. I'm not too sure of the name of the person. It wasn't Scotty Morrison or anything. cult, I don't know, but it was the most. Oh, it was the most technical. It was the most technical reel that I'd ever spoken. I got stuck with it really badly, and so I actually approached my stepmother because she used to teach at a kura kaupapa and kohanga reo. And when she was reading it, she just goes, "Oh, son, this is some good te reo. You got this?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know, Mum. Like, what do you reckon?" And so she sent me audio clips of just like how she thinks it should be said and how to emphasize the words, because I knew there were like lines like, I think one of the lines was like, "I approached the man and he spoke in some kind of riddle to me, but I had no idea, and his clothes were weird," and like just that kind of, that was the dialogue in Pākehā. So I was pretty much like, wow. And then it took us a few goes. But then when I actually got to watch the footage, I was like, oh, yeah, look at me, I'm speaking fluent te reo. I'm like, yeah. And so then from then on, I actually got asked to do a couple of te reo roles. But then when I went and auditioned, I was shit at it. So, So I would like to say that I'm on the journey as well.
It's always good to be on the journey, regardless if you think you're 100%, but you're not, But, the journey is good because it keeps our te reo, going through generations.
It's amazing how many actors actually know te reo, like and speak fluent te reo. I was blown away. I think nearly every Māori actor I've worked with. So like there's Maka Pohatu. He speaks fluently. Well, if he doesn't, he's definitely pulling it off. Tūkairangi, he speaks fluently. Shania as well. She was briefly on set. Yeah. She speaks beautiful te reo as well. Then there's the whanaunga Te Kohi. He speaks fluently. So I feel like I kind of wonder, as an actor myself, but I kind of wonder if maybe that's maybe a key component that I've been missing in my career as an actor, is actually having the ability to speak te reo. But did your nan speak te reo fluently?
No, she never spoke te reo at all. All she did was teach me how to live off the land, off the sea, because we lived like around the reef, Shipwreck Bay, and there's a reef right there to the left.
Yeah.
Probably a 20-minute drive from there. We got batches, and
yeah.
Our supermarket was at our front door, right there. So no power kinners and no seafood. You never went hungry.
Yeah. Well, I see a lot of your photos on social media with all the kaimoana that you get. And
there's a lot of food.
Don't be shy to visit me at my address. I'll give you my address after this, so just feel free to pop on in for all the kaimoana that you seem to be getting. Yeah. So I mean, you had the ocean out there. I'm guessing you had a marakai. You had a big garden. Or Nan had a big garden.
We had like our batches like smack bang in the middle. We had our seaweed shed there. You can pick seaweed, make money, bale it up.
Parengo and all that kind of stuff.
And then on the other side of the our drainage.
Yeah.
With the water running down, we had our gardens over there and everything. So we never went hungry.
Beautiful.
It was good.
Was it like that with your mum? Like when you moved?
Nah, she was more like a townie lady. So it was
supermarket.
Like, and I wasn't used to that at all. And I just wanted to go back where I was brought up. So
So you speak of mum. What about dad?
He's still around. He actually stays out South Auckland.
Oh, okay.
Yep, in Manureo or Riwa.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True.
But he's getting on now and he's 6, so I'm just keeping in contact and stuff. So yeah, just
You ever kind of have a relationship with him?
All the time. I didn't really know he was my father till I was 18.
Oh, jeez. But you knew him?
I knew him. I knew the rumours of him. I just wanted to know if he was.
Yeah.
And, I was talking to him one day, just out of the blue, and he admitted, "I'm your father."
Oh.
And that made me complete, I knew who my parents were.
It's a pretty Luke Skywalker moment.
Yeah.
Is there any resemblance though? Where you're like, man, I don't know, I feel like I look like you, like.
The bald head.
Oh yeah. I've still got mine. There you go. Yeah. So, but you guys were quite Like, I mean, you guys still knew of each other, but yeah, it just
Yeah,
wasn't a
I
real
knew of
like
him as
father
my
and
uncle.
son.
I thought he was my uncle, like in the family, brothers, sisters, but
Sure, in the
you
family.
uncles and aunties having a party. I thought, oh yeah, that's my uncle, but
Yeah.
really, he was my father 18 years later.
It's zesty, bro. Far out. So you're in so from Kaitaia to Whangarei.
Yeah.
And you're doing the DJing mahi, so you ended up going from doing the late night hours.
Yeah, I was doing the Saturday and Sunday night shifts.
Yeah,
Then they transferred me to put me on the Monday to Friday night shifts.
yeah. Were you interviewing people as well, or were you just more like, oh, and our next track coming up is
Basically, they're playing DJ. They made everybody happy, entertained. So
yeah,
because I was really popular there. So I knew one guy. He was resigning.
yeah,
And I didn't think I'll get those shifts.
yeah,
And the boss, he's a Shortland from up north, and he
Yeah.
goes, do you want Monday to Friday? And I go, well, it's not going to cause any conflict yet. Right?
yeah.
He goes, yeah, but it's yours. And then the week after, said my goodbyes to Saturday, Sunday, and, rock on Monday to Friday.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so you were on the payroll. You were always on the payroll.
Payroll, always on the payroll.
Oh, nice.
I think I started there when I was 14, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were you the breakfast man on the Monday to Friday? Or?
No, I was night shift.
Oh yeah, still night shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, and I know for myself, I work better at night. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's quite a creative trope, isn't it? The old
And plus, you
working
don't
better
have
at night.
all the staff around, admin, so you can just kick back, relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a quiet drink in
To
the
be honest,
studio.
there was a few drinks behind the scenes. I even got suspended one day for that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You leave your cans and your bottles just lying around?
No, actually, the boss turned up.
Oh.
Because normally he doesn't come in after hours. So.
Yeah.
And he rocks on up, in his little mini.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, bloody boss is here. Next minute, I want to see you in my office tomorrow morning.
Oh.
A week suspension, all good.
Well, it's probably a good lesson in responsibility and accountability, even though, it's like, really, did I need to be suspended? But sometimes it's those little growlings that that really build you as a person and teaches you how to be responsible, and, because, I mean, they relied on you to be in command of the radio station. And
Yeah, but I was commanding this, but, I learned, so.
Yeah. So you're a radio DJ. You knew your father.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you found out he was your father at 18. Your uncle was your father.
It's a long story.
No judgment there.
No story. Long story.
But you were also telling me that you had a kid when you were 18 as well. Your first kid at 18. So you found out who your dad was at 18.
Yeah.
And in that time, you're also on the brink
I
of
found
becoming
out I
a
was going to
father.
be a father, yeah.
Bro.
It's like, okay, And I was thinking to myself, am I ready to be a father?
Yeah.
I was financially capable of being a father. I had my own flat, everything, but was I really ready to be a father?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I wasn't. I stuffed up in the first 2 years, but hey, I made it up after that.
Yeah. Hard out. I was on the same waka as you, bro. Like, oh my goodness. That's a podcast on its own, that one, fatherhood, I remember, and I was 10 years older than you, bro. I was like 28 when I became a father, and I was like, I did not have my shit.
It's funny
order
though,
at
because my son's mother, she was actually one of my listeners at the radio station.
Oh, what's it?
and I was a single young fella,
Yeah.
And all I did was work. Mahi said, I need a bit of excitement in my life.
Yeah.
And she rang up on every shift just to say, kia ora, can I have a dedication or can I have a request? Yeah, all good. And then she goes, I'm having my parents are having a drink over home.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is dangerous. But, Māori boy, no ears. Oh, yeah, all good, And she invited me over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then got to know each other. And went from there.
Shout out to the invitation, eh?
Yeah,
Far out.
Shout out to the invitation.
Yeah.
And,
Made a lifelong commitment
and
in that one moment.
11 months later, I'm happy.
And you're like, oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, that was pretty much me too, bro. It was just getting. Actually, I got mine in I can't remember if it was a text message I've got a screen cap of the text message, but I don't know if I got told in the text message or if it was a phone call as well. And it was. But I kind of knew that I was going to be a dad. There were just all the signs, in a woman when she's hapu, And I was like, oh man, I think you're hapu, eh? And then, surely enough, got the message, and it's like, babe, we're pregnant, and it's such a life-changing experience, and I always, I've got so many mates now that don't have kids. It's really crazy, isn't it? How many people are not having kids, either choosing not to have kids, or they're doing everything to sidestep having kids, and it's like the years are getting on. And
I've got a lot of mates around my age, and a few of them have no kids. I go, why haven't you had kids yet? They go, I'm still young.
I'm so young.
I go, mate, you're not young. Look at the grey hairs on your head.
Yeah. Well, the lack of, it's like, what do you mean you're still young? What are you missing out on? Yeah, it's an interesting one, talking to friends that are either choosing to not have kids, or and some of them may not even be telling me, but maybe they're not, maybe they ain't got it, they ain't got the stuff to make the children, and
no stamina.
Yeah, no stamina. But I was talking to some mates the other week, and they said, we've made a conscious decision to not have kids. And I was like, oh, okay. And for me, I just thought it was weird, because for them, everything is just so in the right place, that they're married, they've got mean careers, they've got a bit of putia money behind them, and their lives are in a good place. And I'm like, if there was ever a time to have a kid, now would be the time. And I just didn't get it, because I'm like, shit, when I had a kid, I was flat broke. Bloody had drug and alcohol problems, and fucking, I had all this other shit going on. I didn't even want to have a kid, and then suddenly it's like, boom, it's happening. 9 months later, there I am in the delivery room, because I delivered my daughter. Like the midwife was there, but I was in there, man. I was just like, no gloves. They're like, oh, do you want to wear gloves? Like, nah, I'm here now. Like,
yeah, I got my gloves on.
Yeah, it's like, these are my gloves, And because I remember my mother telling me about like how my great-grandfather delivered my my grandfather. I think my grandfather delivered my mum. And I thought, well, I'm going to carry that on. And so I was just in there, just had my hand out. I think Dad helped deliver my mum. I'm not too sure. He was kind of on the same waka as me too. He was a bit like, well, he was your age when he had me.
Was that old?
Well, 18, he wasn't that old at all, but he, but then I'm not too sure if he delivered me, but then I just got in there and just, boom, and then.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's, I'm like, oh. It's like, it was a.
Sleepless nights.
Yeah, sleepless nights. I wasn't even grossed out by it. I mean, it looked like a murder scene. There was just blood everywhere and all sorts, but I don't know. There's something beautiful about it. I don't know how you felt about. Did you deliver your own kids?
No, I was actually in Auckland at the time. I came down for a tangi, and got the news that my then partner, she had boy, and said, okay, I'll be back the next day, because I couldn't up and leave the tangi, so.
Yeah.
I didn't want to disrespect and everything, but I got back, and oh man, he was beautiful.
Yeah.
Didn't expect he didn't look like me. He looked like the mum, which was good.
Which is great, eh? Yeah, when mum's a baby, you're like, yeah.
Oh, you got your mum's cheeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Same as my daughter. I was like, oh, yes, you look beautiful, darling, just like your mummy. Good. Very good. And, so I'm just really stoked about that. So I hope to experience that one more time. But yeah, even if not, I'm still grateful for the one that I have. But how many have you had since your oldest?
Quite a few.
Come on, give us a number.
No numbers, but quite a few. I'm not too sure if I've got those ones who knock on the door later on, but hey,
Yeah, you never know.
See what happens.
Jeez, you were already a movie star before you were a movie star.
Yeah.
Child support, please. Like, about that. anyway, enough about the child support and the kids. I mean, you know, that's one part of the journey. But I mean, bro, like, you left Kaitaia and what? Then you came to Auckland, right?
Left Kaitaia, moved to Whangarei,
Whangarei.
worked as a radio announcer DJ.
Yeah.
And then I came to Auckland in 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
Got in a bit of trouble and got locked up and stuff. And yeah,
Shit.
had to learn from that to better myself when I came out.
Yeah. How long were you in the Hinaki for?
4.5 years.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. I can tell you what the charge was GBH.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So you gave someone the bash.
Yeah, put it this way, it was police officer, so yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Young, dumb and stupid, you know.
Yeah. You fucking get your hands off me, you arrest me. So had you already got in, did you get into some shit before that happened for the office? You know what I mean? Like, or were you, what happened in that moment?
I was actually at a nightclub.
Oh.
And I come out, I wasn't even intoxicated, you know.
Oh, fuck.
You know, and then I came out of the nightclub, blah, 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 ID check, you all good, and he was a bit of a prick, so,
Yeah.
you know, and that sort of set me off, being a bit racial, so,
Yeah.
so I just gave it to him,
Yeah.
you know, end of story, so, you know, and then because of the damage I did, that's why I got the 4.5 years.
Yeah. That's a long time.
Well, it's 4.5 years of my life, well, 4 years, because I got out on parole. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those 4.5 years, it learned me a lot, you know.
Well, I know of some people that have assaulted cops and, like, you know, they'll get a smack on the hand and some PD, but that's because the cops are quite sympathetic. So you must have really done a number on the cop, bruv.
Yeah, it was like sort of hospital sort of stuff. Yeah, so I'm not proud of it, but hey, you know, it happened. It's my past. So I can talk about it now. You know, which is good.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I've met you at a really good point in your life, bro. So I'm glad that you can talk about it and at least reflect on. I think it's you can always reflect on those shit moments in your life when you're in a better place in your life. You know, it's like, oh man, there was this time. You know, it's like fucking pohara and I was stealing and. You know, or selling drugs or taking drugs.
Stealing from the old Decker back in the days.
Oh, Decker.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mate's mum used to steal from Decker. She used to be real casual about it too. I'm not gonna name anyone here, but she'd be like, "All right, son, Freddie, I'm gonna go do some stealing," and we're just like, "Okay." And then she'd just come back with hoodies and jeans. And I was like, she got caught in the end. I was like, well, yeah. I mean, how many times she'd like go into Decker at least twice a week? You know, so they're going to start clicking on it. Like, every time this woman comes in, and it didn't help because she's quite a big woman too, you know, quite tall as well. She's like 6'4", I think the bro's mum was.
Oh, you can't miss that.
Yeah, you know, big afro hair and stuff. So it was like, she just walk in with a big dress and then she just up the dress and there's some clothes there, blankets, you know. It was like, jeez.
Yeah, those are the days, eh? Had a few of those, but I could tell you another story.
Please share.
You know, when there was a New World in Clendon back in the days.
Yeah.
I used to stay in Clendon. And I was real pohara, you know, and I was trying to give myself a job, but no prick would bloody hire me because I had a record.
Yeah.
Because of that assault.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
So, and it was funny, I was that hungry and, okay, hang on, babe, I'll go get a sakai. Took the pram, went down to the New World, put a cover over it, so it looked like baby sleeping. Yeah, put a box in there, and some meat packs and everything. Yeah. Walk straight out. They go, "Can I see your baby?" And I go, "Oh, she's sleeping at the moment. Don't want to wake her up. She's been up all morning." I got out the door, bro, out of there. Easy as that.
So did you get caught for that one?
Never.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I went back like 4 or 5 times. Not in the same week, but over an extended time.
Yeah. Don't want to get too familiar with the man. It's like, oh look, there's that guy with his. With a sleeping baby. Yeah. Far out. Yeah. I never quite got to that level. Oh no, I think I stole a block of cheese once from and that was exhilarating to me. I was like, man, oh jeez, I just done something bad. I stole a block of cheese, you know. But what a badass, right? Nice. So I mean I've only been not even arrested. I got taken away in a paddy wagon once fuck, it was like dumb as. It was like, I was in Hamilton having a drink outside of a gig, and then a paddy wagon pulled up, and it was pretty racist, I'm going to admit. Like, the cops just, like, rolled up, and they were just like, oh, pour your drink out. And I was like, okay, cool. Because I was having a ciggy as well, and poured my drink out, and they're like, all right, you have to get in the paddy wagon. I was like, what the fuck? And, like, bro, there was this guy in there, and he was, like, kicking the paddy wagon and shit, like, banging on it. And I'm like, am I meant to go in there with that guy? And they're like, yeah, you got to go in there. I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck? And so, anyway, they open up the paddy wagon, go around the back, and, like, it's just this little, like, scrawny dude, and he's like, and I just kind of looked at him. I was like, oh, sweet as. So I just went in there. But he kept doing it while I was in there. And I was like, bro, shut up, bro. Stop fucking thinking.
It's like that in prison too. They do that against the cell doors. Nothing changes from the paddy wagon to jail cell,
all the way through. Bro, what was that experience like on the inside?
First week shitting myself, but after that, made some mates and stuff. And
yeah, any standovers and all that kind of shit?
No, I was sort of the other way around, me standing them over. So
yeah, I heard you got to show form in jail, or just something like, you
like,
you don't even have to be the best fighter. You just got to be like, I'm not here to put up with no one's shit.
Well, when I was in there, it's like I learned, you stick up for yourself regardless if you get a hiding or not.
Yeah.
And I got respect for that.
Well, there's more respect in someone that stands up to a hiding rather than fucking getting in the fetal position and just like whatever. So it's like go down swinging or just go down and stay down. Well, that's I know a few people that have been on the inside, and they just tell me you just got to show form, show off, peacock even. Flip a table, throw a chair. You don't even have to do it to anyone. Just show people that you're not some fucking you're not a pussy. In other words, because you will become the pussy. And it's one place I never want to be in my life.
Like prison, there's some good highlights and some bad highlights. The main bad highlights is missing your family.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's like, okay, shall I let them visit this week or not? Because when they come and visit and they leave and go out that door, it's like, okay, your heart drops because it's like losing them.
Yeah.
Because of your mistake. So.
I'm almost wondering if they'll ever come back, right?
Yeah. So there's some good highlights. Highlights like learning shit in there, and
what did you learn in there?
I learned to go to church actually.
Oh yeah. So you found God in there?
Yeah, and then when I got out, I didn't go to church. So it's really really funny. Yeah. But I did like courses and shit in there, and just to help me on the outside, and most people say, oh, did you do it for parole? And I go, no, I did it for myself.
Yeah. And that's a really good part about it, I guess.
And plus it gets you out of yourself for like half a day maybe, so.
Yeah.
It's like, if you know the routine, you know how to get out of your cell.
Yeah. I noticed when I was watching, it's interesting how you talk about, like, how you went to church and when you were inside, because, you were doing a karakia on the marae, the segment on marae, which I guess we could probably slowly move into now, is your mahi with not just, sorry, I shouldn't even, I think I said at the start, I said homeless people, but it's not just homeless people, it's just kind of people that are just struggling to get some kai in their bellies,
just in need.
Yeah. So, bro, even when I was like doing labouring in that, like a few years back, even I would still struggle to, there'd be weeks where I'd only get like X amount of hours and I could just pay my rent. Got to get my ciggies.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, got to get
and your box.
Yeah, and the box, and a tinny, But then, it's like I probably had like $10, so it was just like noodles and budget bread, and it was and then I still had to maintain my energy of heavy lifting for the whole day, and so it's like it's clear that that kind of level of poverty, it's not just for homeless people. But it's also, as you said, people that are living in homes that are only just managing to pay their rent, and then that's it. It's unbelievable too how rent is skyrocketing, and I know that it's easy for people to go, homeowners just want to make more money in that, but even a lot of them are struggling too. Because ideally, what they wanted is like to have a home for themselves and then a home for their kids or something like that. To live in, but then maybe their kids are off doing their own thing, so they're like renting it out, and then they'll be renting it to either a solo mum or a low-income family, and they have to deliver the bad news, which most of the time it's either in the mail or an email. They don't come knocking at your door going, hey, just letting you know I'm going to put up your rent by $80. And it's like, because I know if I was a landlord, I wouldn't want to knock on a door and go, especially if it was a solo mum or just a solo parent in general.
Yes.
And to say, oh, hey, I have to put up your rent. Sorry. And a lot of people think, oh, do landlords actually have to? And sometimes they literally do. And it's probably the lowest they can put it up by, It's like if they really wanted to be greedy, they could probably say, oh, I'm going to put up your rent by 120, and because then I'm sitting pretty and, whatnot.
Yeah. With my situation, I'm pretty lucky. I've been in my home for about 3 years, 4 years, 3-ish.
Yeah.
Landlord hasn't put the rent up once. So I'm pretty grateful, I'm pretty blessed on that side.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Always think to myself and say to my partner, babe, one of the landlords going to put up a rent, So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's always on my mind. And
it's like, a bit of it must be anxious. It must be anxiety inducing for a lot of people, just to think because everyone knows it's coming now. It's like it's coming, and it's hard too. It's not just like it's not like just up an innocent $20. But even so, innocent $20 could be 20. To some it feels like $20,000.
Yeah, and people are going to struggle more, especially on the benefit, because the new laws coming in about child support.
Please enlighten me on this.
Okay, if a mother is on a solo parent benefit, the child support from the 1st of July gets paid directly to the parent, not through IRD.
Oh, cool.
But also affects your benefit because it's classed income. See, there you go. There's another struggle going to be right there.
Then what is the point of doing that?
Ask the government.
I just need a time to process that. I've kind of kept out of the whole political thing, but for that doesn't just affect me. That affects the mother of my child and my daughter.
I'll bring it up because the people I feed on the streets, the community, that's what they're gonna experience as of the 1st of July.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a real struggle.
Oh my goodness, I had no idea. I wonder if my baby mama knows about this.
Yeah. So just imagine
if you're watching this, we need to have a chat.
So just imagine if you got a mama, 2 kids, and an ex-partner, the ex-husband, whatever.
Yeah.
Got a good job. He's paying, say rough figure, $370 a month.
Yeah.
Or $370 a week, because it depends on the
the income. Yeah.
So just imagine he's paying a high portion, and that's going to her. The benefit's going to get cut. See, look at it that way. Because on the benefit, you're only allowed to earn $160 a week.
Extra
affected.
Before it's affects the. Yeah, so that one. So hang on, if you can really elaborate on this. So a solo mum or parent can have their benefit.
Yeah.
Then they can earn the extra 160,
yeah.
And then where does the child support factor in on that? Would that factor in the 160? Am I making sense of that?
Yeah. I think I know where you're coming from. It probably does, but either way, it's going to go over anyway. So, because it gets paid monthly. See what I mean? So you got a monthly figure, cut down in 4 weeks, it's still going to go over. So either way,
I feel so affected by this right now. And I don't know whoever else is watching, any solo parents and parents paying child support. That's nuts. I had no idea.
So it's going to affect a lot of people that are struggling.
Shit.
Yeah.
Do I look affected? Do I look triggered by this? I feel a little triggered. That's a dumb move from the government in many different ways. I don't know what
it's totally stupid to me.
It's really stupid.
Because why say you're allowed to earn $160 a week and then go and class child support as income?
So So, I mean, this is Labour, of course, doing this. I mean, National wouldn't make it any better. I mean, has the Green Party or Māori Party had any input on this?
Unsure.
Unsure.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
But someone's dipping their fingers in somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're going to be getting. You might not be getting solo parents. You might be getting bloody parents paying child support to come and visit. Oh, I might have to come get a kai off you, bro.
You're welcome whenever you like.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, that's right. I've got to give you
But
my
you're
address for
welcome.
that.
You're welcome behind the table to help.
Yeah. Hard out.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I'm working tomorrow because I did say that I was going to come and help. So it's aroha mai to that. Yeah, and it's real weird at the moment, this job I'm doing, because I'm in a trial run. And I don't actually know how long each job's going to be, because they seem to be invoicing every job really weird. They're like, oh, this job will take 2 days, and it could either be one day or 2 hours, you know.
But do you still get paid for those days that, you know, if you don't go, yeah.
Get that one under.
I'm sure you do.
I don't want to say anything because they might watch this, so, you know. But yeah, no, so I'm on a trial run, so I get every Tuesday off for now, which works well for me because, I mean, yeah, you know, it's just I pretty much got the gist of the job, but yeah, it's just kind of like something that's regular. But who knows? If this all works out, bro, this could be it for me. And, you know, if I get up to that Joe Rogan, Lex Friedman or Patrick Bet-David level, you know, could be doing this more on a full-time basis.
Don't worry, when it gets released, I'll share it out.
Oh, well, thank you. No, definitely. And I can't forget my film career, you know, that's booming at the moment. And speaking of film careers, I think we can finally get to that, you know, because, you know, you're doing your community work, which I think is absolutely beautiful, bro. So thank you for doing that for those that are in need. But also, yeah, bro, tell me, how did you get into acting?
It was like it was really a fuck up because I didn't know what I wanted at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, I can do that, you know. Didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I signed up with an agent, did some extra work, started from the ground up, you know.
Yeah.
As we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was enjoying it, you know, mainly the kai. But you know, I did jobs, kept doing, hard out, and thought to myself one day, oh, now I'm going to get to know producers and directors and blah, blah, blah. So as I was working, I was actually trying to get to know other people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I signed over to this other guy, and he's been treating me good. I've had a lot of roles and stuff like that, and I'm just happy where my life is at the moment. So, you know, I'm not a famous guy. I'm just, to me, I just tell people it's a job to feed my family.
You're doing pretty bloody good, bro. I'm not going to lie, man. I mean, I worked with you 9 months ago on the set of 1978, where I was the lead actor.
That was like not hectic, but it was fun.
It was a pretty full-on set, eh?
Yeah.
You know,
I was like sweating my ass off in that, you know that.
Bro, I was wearing a
that big ass thick
coat, sheepskin coat thing. I had long ass hair. I had the denim flares. It was a groovy outfit. I probably wouldn't have dressed like that in the 70s. I'm not going to lie. I was like, I don't know if I'd do this. This is a little bit loud. The monologue scene, that was pretty intense too. I got to admit, because it wasn't just like me acting to the camera. I've now got a whole crowd of people that are pretending to be protesters that are watching me, and now I've got to convince them. And it was quite amazing because I was running on 2 hours of sleep. Because me and Tukairangi got on the juice before. Sorry, Tukairangi, I'm just going to out you on that one, bruv. And then it's sharp to set, and then I deliver my lines, and then as soon as the director said cut, all you just hear is this big round of applause from the crowd, and even the cops are applauding, you know. And you were one of them, and I was
originally I was meant to be one of the protesters.
Yeah.
And I was, I'll bring on my kakahu and everything, you know, down with me from Tamaki, because we filmed in Laverne.
Yeah,
and then got there and they go, oh, Marris, got to tell you, we're putting you in the cop role. I was like, okay, you better find something to fit me.
Well, your outfit was nice, tight fitting. I got to.
Also, like the jacket, the cop jacket, it was like over here. That's it.
Yeah.
And I said to them, just get it like a nylon, tie it inside, and just pull it together so you can't see it on the camera.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, I never thought of that.
It was an interesting experience. That I mean, and then I think there was one person that was a cop that they had like dreadlocks or something.
Oh, the young fella.
Yeah, there's a Māori fella, and I was
yeah.
like and I was looking at the protesters, and I'm going, that guy could have probably been a cop, but hey, it's all right. I'm talent, and then I learnt that on the set. It's like just sit back, Fred, and just relax, and you know, and it's hard not to have an opinion. Especially the bro, because he's worked on a few sets, and he's like, oh, why don't you do it like this? Like, oh, bro, come over here, bro. Come over here. Let them do it, bro. Let them do their thing.
You know, Tukarangi, he's good. The first time I met him was koro.
Yeah.
I was his prison guard, so yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was good. It was funny, yes.
Actually, I was talking to him the other day, and he's keen to come on to the podcast, so Tukarangi will get you on, bruv. Because he's been pretty busy at the moment with his first kid as well. So
Yeah.
you know, everyone, at least there's still a few of the homies that are having kids and that. So yeah, no, but he's pretty busy at the moment. But yeah, I'll just go back to 78. So I mean, I met you there as a cop. You were playing the cop, and I was playing my role, and then. I just got to be careful. I don't want to give away too much about the film. Might get a call from the director. He's like, Fred, shut up. He's like, oh, sorry.
Get a call from the producer. Hey.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, especially the producers. Fred, no. So, but I mean, since that day, or that film, I've been watching your journey, and I've been watching your progress in the acting scene. And it's quite funny, because like a lot of people, especially when you tell them you're an actor, and they're like, they think, they think Shortland Street and all that. And it's really hard to kind of really portray that you are an actor until they see it. And they really don't. And I think even when people see the films that I'm in, they still don't believe it. It's like they're looking at a whole different person, or I don't know. It's like they've almost separated the idea of me being the person that they're watching on that screen, which is kind of good. But also like, do you believe me? It's like, oh, yeah, you're an actor. It's like, how much acting do I have to do to be considered an actor in your eyes?
People ask me what I do for a job. I work in the film industry. I don't tell them I'm an actor.
Yeah.
I never do.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's just a job, like I was saying before.
Yeah.
Pays my family, pays the bills, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, got my moko, so
yeah,
he's happy too, so it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been following your progress in the acting scene, and bro, I've just been really impressed. But the thing that sets you apart from a lot of the other actors I know is you're constantly busy. Like even if you're not acting, like you've got something else going on. So you've got other mahi, you're doing tour guide work, or you're doing the work with the, feeding people, or you're just generally hanging with whānau. Or you seem to be quite an events coordinator. That's what I noticed, even when you were organising this fishing charter. When I went out with you guys that time.
That was a good one, eh?
It was a success. It was a great success.
How big was your fish?
Oh, I think it was like this big. I think all of them were this big, and I was looking at the skipper thinking, come on, bro. I should have said to him, can we go to the mussel farms over at Waiheke? Because I think we would have done way better over there. I mean, I never fished out in the Gulf, but every time I fished near a mussel farm.
Well, it's funny saying that, because the second charter we went out on,
yeah.
You know how you go to the Gulf? We never went to the Gulf, we went to the left-hand side, opposite.
Yeah.
And this was catching the big snappers, hammering them. Everybody, nobody went home hungry, so it was good. And I was really thinking,
That's right, because you sent me some photos. Did you get a kingy or something as well out there?
Nah.
Was a kingy or just snappers?
Snappers, one of the younger kids, they called it kingy.
Hey.
And he was reeling it in by himself too. Wouldn't let anybody help him.
Good on him. Why would he?
Yeah.
A kid knows, and it's just like, it's time, eh? That's what I love about kids, when they're determined.
And
They're determined.
And his mum's going, don't drop it, as we'll be hungry tonight. Like, yeah, shut up, leave him alone.
Yeah. Putting him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wait there with him, and if he needs us, just be there for him. Which I guess is the general thing with kids in general, right? You just let them do it. And then, when they'll tell you when they need your help. That's what I found with my daughter, knowing when to like step back and let her discover, learn for herself, But in saying that, we went out and got oysters a few months ago, and we were getting, and she was pressing down on this oyster, and I didn't think anything of it, and it fucking broke the shell, and the shell went, bloody put a big slice up her arm. Oh man, I was like, she's like, oh Papa, look, and it's this big gash. I'm like, so grabbed her, picked her up, and she had a dress on, so I grabbed some of her dress and wrapped it around her arm, and I had my little baby sister there. She was 8 at the time, and I was like, Bubba, here, take the bucket of oysters, and because we're in this muddy bit too, and it's slippery and it's real horrible, and I was like, Then come back about 10 minutes later. My mum's like, oh, that's fast. And my daughter, and I was like, nah, freaky gashed her arm, and and I'm like, damn. But my daughter was not fazed by that at all. She wasn't fazed by it, It was just such a shock to her, but I still felt like it was a cool learning experience for her to not cool that she got a scar, but that's a lesson that she'll learn.
Yeah.
When
She'll
she
know
goes
for next time.
Don't go "Arr!" with oyster shells, otherwise it'll bloody, and probably taught me a lesson too, because I'd probably get a bit keen on oyster shell. So don't mess with oyster shells. Straight up, that's a good lesson learned. So you're working on a few feature films now. Oh, you've worked on.
I've just wrapped up on a feature film last month. What's now? June. 2 months ago.
June.
Oh, no, it's a short film, sorry. Yeah.
Short film.
Yeah, that was a good one. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. You have done a feature film. I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, I can't really,
Yeah.
Once they start, pumping out stuff, I'll go hard.
Yeah. You seem to be playing a lot of grandfathers lately.
Yeah, they sort of like my ngapui look, eh?
Yeah, I think so. Eh? And how old are you, Koro?
I'm younger than a koro.
Don't want to share the numbers? Don't want to give us a number?
No, it's good. Like, at least I know I can get these elderly roles, koro roles.
Yeah.
I think it's just because of my features. Like, I always say because you're a smart fella, You're cheeky on your auditions, your reels and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Go,
It'd be your looks as well, I'm not going to lie, bro.
Oh, handsome, thank you, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely,
yeah.
It's the handsome,
it's in the blood.
It's the but yeah, no, it is though, it's all in the, you do carry across as older as your age, and, don't take it as you will, it's a compliment, but, it's the wisdom that you carry with you, the mana. So you've kind of like, in a way, it's fortunate for you because you've found a niche when it comes to acting as well. How many times have you played a koro now? 2, 3 times?
4, I think.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah. There seems to be a lot of outer roles that you're getting.
Upgraded from a prison guard.
Yeah. Prison guard, police officer. Yeah.
Koro.
Yeah, koros, uncles.
I was in Far North, just a little thing. I won't go too much into it, but when you watch that, have a look at my scene there with Malcolm Robin. Robin Malcolm.
Robin Malcolm. Yeah, that's the one.
Have a look when you get there.
Yeah.
Look for the pool scene. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Is it out yet?
Nah, it's meant to be released sometime this year, but I'm not too sure when.
Yeah, because Maka did tell us last week. I completely forgot though when he said it was out. So because Maka's in it. Did you get to meet Uncle Tim or Boba Fett?
Yeah, I've met him a few times.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's a chatterboxer. Like, see, you could just see it in his face. He loves the life he's living. Like he definitely found his calling. But he comes from the Morrison whānau. Like they're all entertainers. They're all talented, charismatic, and even like I think that's where I get a lot of my traits from on my te arawa side. So I'm a Paul on my dad's side. Even though I go by my mum's name of Pōkai. I only just really probably met my grandfather on my dad's side, my dad's dad, last November, and it all just started to make sense where I get my kind of need to perform and, you know, maybe my charisma, the good looks, you know, dodged the old man and came to me. No. But yeah, no, I could definitely see where I got a lot of my traits for the film, just the show business in general. He was a bit of a cabaret singer back in the day.
I'm not too sure where I get mine from, because none of my family are in the industry. None at all, not even one.
Yeah. Well, you're a hybrid, right? You're a prototype. Yeah.
I'm the lost one.
You're the lost one, or maybe you're the one that answered your calling. You know, maybe it was in your family the whole time.
To be honest, I didn't think I'd get this far. You know, so I'm pretty proud of my accomplishments. So it's good. It's good to see. Right. It's good to say, "Hey, Muko, look, there's Papa." You know.
Yeah.
And like he watches Shortland Street out, because I was featured extra on Shortland Street a couple of years ago, I think, or last year. Yeah. I played a Māori DHB official.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's funny there, because we got there, it was on Pākehā, the script, and the director comes over, I'm not Māori, but can you fellas translate this to Māori?
Oh, yeah?
So I get on the phone to my agent, hey, they want me to translate this, can you talk to them about the pay?
Any actors out there watching, get some tips from this guy. Hey, if you think you're doing something beyond your payroll, this is the man to talk to. He'll tell you.
Because translating's not my job.
No, well, it's not.
So, but because you're
Māori, instantly, yeah.
Hey, I'm Māori. I don't know.
Well, there's value in the art of translation, so... Yeah, no, good on you.
And my agent did a good job too. Straight away, yep, go do it, I got it.
So who'd you talk to? Who was the dialogue scene with?
TK.
Oh, yeah.
Mr.
Mitchell. Ben Mitchell? Yeah. Shout out to Ben Mitchell. If you're keen, come onto the podcast. Maka was telling me he does a bit of training with Ben Mitchell, actually. Because he's a bit of a machine, actually, he was saying.
Yeah, sometimes I see him running around West Auckland, you know. So,
yeah.
Past the KFC, and mate, how can you not stop at KFC?
Yeah, how can you not stop there? Yeah, it's quite a big thing. A lot of the Māori actors. So yeah, like I said earlier, a lot of Māori actors are like, you know, they'll kōrero te reo, speak te reo, or they'll and another thing is they're all fitness fanatics, like, you know, because I think Te Kohi is a PT. Te Kohi's a personal trainer, and then you've got Ben Mitchell, and you've got a few others as well, you know, and not quite Māori like Joe Nofahu and all them, you know, he's a machine too, you know. I've seen him on the old gram, you know, just jacked. It's like far out, you know. Now Mr. Marmoa's in the country.
Mr. Marmoa.
Oh, should try and get him onto the podcast, or Jason Marmoa. You think he'll give me a time of day? Actually, or do I have to have between 3,000 to 40,000 viewers?
Actually, I'll talk to you later, because my wifey, she's got his contact details for his side person while in the country.
Okay, well, big man ting to that, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. We'll talk about that one afterwards. Yeah. There was just, while we're at it, bro, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. So one of the big things, of course, is overcoming. And I mean, you spoke of your time in the Henaki. But you also spent some bloody time on the streets, bro. Yeah.
I was like, because wifey, my current partner.
Yeah.
We split up 2019, got back together 2020. Like, we needed that break.
Yeah.
Well, not her causing, it was my causing, because I just wanted to drink my life away.
Yeah.
So, we split up. I had nowhere to go, so I just hit the streets, you know. I knew I'd survive, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like the beach. I can't just go get seafood when I want to, but it's still out in the open, and I was homeless for a bit, and it was a great experience.
That's an interesting reaction to being homeless. So, I mean, what was going through your head though when you were homeless? Were you kind of like,
where am I going to stay? What am I going to eat? What's going to happen to me?
No time to be depressed about it, I guess.
You can't really be depressed. Like,
yeah,
you can, but in my situation, I didn't want to. Being depressed just brings you down, you know.
Well,
you can't really.
It stops you from moving, right? And then it's like there's no time for depression when you got to wake up. You got to figure out how you're going to get a kai for the day.
Yeah, and it was good too, because the first month I didn't know where the fuck I was doing, going for a feed or nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and I found out Auckland City Mission, they had 3 feeds a day, breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning,
Oh, yeah.
lunch at 12:30,
Oh,
and dinner at 4.
oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
But sometimes a whole hard to walk up the hill, so I'll just start for that day, go the next day. You know?
Hard out.
Yeah.
So do you you and Auckland City Mission do a bit of like a collab thing with each other? Or
No, we
your
don't.
thing's just your own kaupapa?
This is like our own community group kaupapa, like a bit about it, I'll go into it. It's just like extras from the film industry, you know, along with me and whānau just getting together, you know, baking, you know, providing hangis, you know, home-cooked meals and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, we've been lucky to have some business to jump on board now and again, like, for example, tomorrow's one, we've got pickle pies from H-Town.
Mean.
They're coming through. They're providing 50 pies. It's pretty good.
Wow.
Boil up, hangi, seafood chowder, and fish pie. That's what they're providing tomorrow.
That's really kind of them.
Yeah,
That's really awesome.
Then I got kiwi fish in Mount Roskill. They just caught out some a sack of mussels for tomorrow.
Mean. So you guys gonna do a bit of chowder or something?
Chowder, you know, might do a bit of a barbie, put a bit of sweet chili on, bro. And,
Oh, mate.
you know, just give them the home flavours, you know.
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
get on the streets or whatever, you know.
Well, something that's a bit more substantial than noodles and bread, right?
Yeah.
Bro, you guys have really stepped up the game in the feeding the feeding the needy.
Like we always ask them, what's the other organisations like or community groups? They're right, but we always get portioned and you know.
Yeah, they're more reliable. It's a bit, you know, they're reliable, right? But it's not like, it's not. I mean,
they get a feed, but don't get a feed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just filling the gut, but there's no nutritional value. Bro, that's some real like aroha stuff right there, bro. So
number one hit is the hangis. They love the
well,
hangis.
yeah, I could imagine. I actually Man Up or two tangata were doing an event out at Manurewa, and it was like 11 o'clock. We're gonna have hangis and all that there. Bro, I got there like 20 past 11, bro. Like,
gone.
Yeah, and there was someone on the mic too. I walked there, and I was having a look at all the Harleys and all that stuff, you know, and I was like, oh, that's a nice Harley, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, oh, the hangis, yeah. Next to that, someone gets on the mic. Aroha mai whānau, all the hangis are gone, but there are still sausage sizzles. I was like, oh, what? It's like, and then after that, we're going to go in and, you know, do a bit of worship and all that. I was like, oh, I miss the hangis. It's like far out. But I stuck around anyway and just, you know, had a bit of a listen. And I thought old Mr. Apostle, the Apostle himself would be there.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Brian Tamaki. I'm actually hoping to maybe get him onto this podcast.
I reckon he'll be keen, eh?
I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon too. I'd actually like to talk to him. And it's quite funny because a lot of my friends are like real hearty lefty, you know, lefty socialists, you know, like liberals, and I think that a lot of them would get triggered by it. But I'm like, look, I'm down to have anyone on the podcast. So this has been a real cool experience, Marris. I think we're going to close this one out, but before you go, do you want to just share with the camera, I think this camera over here, just how people can get in touch with you if they want to donate anything to your causes, or emails, or anything like that?
Okay, if you ever want to help, we're not looking for putia. Main thing is kai. So you can email actorsfortheneed@gmail.com or hit up the brother here. He's got my details and we all go.
That's awesome. Well, look, bro, if this takes off, I'll definitely love to have you on at a later date. But other than that, bro, I just want to thank you very much for your time. This is a big learning experience for me. I'm going to be walking away, watching it very carefully, going, okay, what can I do better? Did I do good? Is anyone going to care? You know, because I've worked in so many films, you know, as an actor and stuff, and this is the one thing I've been the most nervous about. Like I think I slept like for 3 hours last night because I was just thinking about it. It's like, shit, how am I going to go? Am I going to look like I'm putting on a persona? Am I going to be me? I don't know. Am I going to keep, messing my words up and all that? But
what I tell people is be yourself.
yeah, hard out. I got told that too.
Yeah.
And you can always be yourself, but when you're in front of a camera, I don't know, sometimes there's just a little switch that can turn on, so it's good to kind of, it's like another character, right? It's Frigid Porky.
It's like when I did Tōti Wai, I can talk about that.
Yeah, well, that's the one I was asking you about, and you're like, I don't know if I could talk about that.
I thought you meant the other one, my recent one. So,
sorry, no, that's all good.
Yeah, but Tōti Wai, it was good. I only took on the character because I could relate to the character.
Yeah.
And it was in Te Reo too, the script.
It looks really cool. I can't wait to see Tōte Wai.
It was my first time working with tamariki.
Yeah.
And it was a fresh new cast. I only knew one person I've worked
Were
with
they
before.
hoha?
Nah, they're pretty good though. Energetic. It's like they were blood on chocolate,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I worked with one character on that one, Luana Katipa. I've worked with her in the past.
Yeah.
So when I heard she was going to be my on-screen wife, my kuya,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh yeah, gee, I can work with her.
Oh, choice.
And she's, and she was going, koro, where are you, Tatu? Because I was always having her sleep when the cameras were rolling.
Yeah, well, why were you sleeping a lot on set there?
Late nights, good kai.
Some late nights there, just getting messages at 2 o'clock in the morning. Kia ora. It's like, why are you messaging me at this time for?
You know how we roll.
Yeah, I'm just getting home. I'm like, yeah, go on now.
Yeah, no, but Tōti Wai, it was a good movie. It's going to be good. Some good feedback, which is great. The feedback as far as Christchurch, Ngāi Tourism, all them down there, they know it's coming.
Yeah.
Because my partner was saying, and she goes, oh, my partner, he's one of the leads. They go, oh, don't tickle us. I go, no, look here, look, this is us. Straight away, oh, here's your partner.
Yeah.
And when somebody say he's my partner, what are you going to say? Nah, you're all shit out,
That's my man, right?
Yeah. But that was one of my biggest accomplishments.
Yeah.
Tōti Wai,
Congratulations on that piece, on that film, bro.
It was a lot of hours, a lot of 4 or 5 a.m. wake up and hop in the morning in the mornings.
Yeah. Oh, you would have had to.
Freeze my nuts off, man. It's bloody cold, eh?
Let's get out there. So I'm going to take my hat off to you and the mahi you've done, bro. Thank you for sharing, your time in the bloody hinaki and even a bit of time on the streets. I think we could have gone a bit deeper, but I think we're going to have you back on at some point in the future, bro. So
next time, we'll go deeper.
I think we will go deeper. Yeah. We're just filling out the surface at this point, but we'll go deeper. But anyway, other than that, for anyone that's watching this, I'll leave the bro's details in the description of the video. And so if you want to help out or even send the bro some food, or even though he didn't say putia, maybe you could send some putia. Who knows?
Also, we're on Facebook. Just look up Actors for the Need. Look for the nice round blue logo.
Oh, there you go. Actors for the Need. But anyway, other than that, bro, thank you very much for joining me today. This has been really cool. So episode 001, Agent 001.
Yes, I nearly made it to 007.
Yeah, nearly. 6 more to go, mate. 6 more. Nah, but all good. But other than that, you guys take care. Thank you for watching, and be awesome.
Ngā mihi whānau.
Ngā mihi. Che. My man.